to your Astrodice reading for July. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's get in here and see what's going on with you. Best message for July. And for those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month. Okay, using only one of the 12 houses. Okay. Ooh, talk about the 12 houses. We got the 12th house coming right out. And some Libra energy with the moon. Very nice. So, what is it? It is your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. And remember, the moon also brings cycle change as well. So we really want to watch for that as well, guys, right? And it also takes this transitive time as well, meaning that you could be doing some kind of shadow work, right? Getting into those inner emotions. Let's see what's going on over here. And you're doing it Libra style over here. The energy is diplomatic, gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. Getting into some emotions. And, you know, we are getting also into that full moon in Capricorn also on the 3rd. So as it's coming in, right? So that could be the inspiring time to want to connect with people right around you and share some of your brilliant ideas. Be a little sensitive about what it is, the way that you're responding to people, right? So let's see what's going on over here. You have the 12th house. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming you. You yield to a greater cause of power. So you might be wanting to open up to someone, right? And talking about that Libra, one's talking about these relationships. So, you know, opening up to someone, something's overwhelming you, you might want to bring them out for a drink, have a little chat about what's bugging you, right? However it is, because there's definitely wanting to get down to, right, what is overwhelming me within this relationship, something that I would like, you know, to be a little more balanced, right? But I want you to see how it's affecting me. So it could be, you know, making you get into, you know, like I said, your inner self to kind of introspect, see what's going on, right? So that you can have this, maybe this conversation. We will see what's going on over here. So the area of your life that's overwhelming you, yet you yield to a greater cause, having to do with your relationship and being sensitive. Yeah, feeling like you have your 4 of Wands upside down, the foundation of your achievements. Something is not going well. You does not feel like this is a happy celebration. If you are married, this is not having a happy relationship, no matter how you want to see that, right? The house might be a mess when it comes to the relationship, kind of upside down, right? Just feeling like it's not going the way I want this to go in the beginning of the month, whatever this relationship is. Doesn't matter, you know, could be a friendship as well. Doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic. But there's definitely something going on. Could be just a family member as well, being that we do have the 4 of Wands. Okay, so definitely could even have some kind of loss of perspective going on within the situation. You might even have someone who's showing off. Maybe you feel like, you know, whoever you want, you know, you're dealing with, maybe it's a friend or something, and maybe they're showing off. Maybe they're bragging. Maybe they're being an attention hound. Me, I. Take it how it resonates. Everybody's story is a little bit different, right? And it's kind of got you in your head a little bit. Maybe they're being selfish and they're not seeing you. It's only about me. That could definitely work against your emotions, right? Because wanting to get past this conflict and defeat. And there is, you know, look, we're having this conflict, whatever this is with the 4 of Wands. Like I said, it's one of those, you know, areas within the relationship where, you know, but you're just like, I think in the very beginning of the month, you're kind of taking a step back. I do feel like you're getting more reflective from the moon about the situation. Yeah, recognition, reward, upside down, not feeling recognized. I think this person, for a lot of you, is a lot about me, and selfish ideas. because it doesn't feel like they're giving you any recognition, no reward. They're not paying attention to you at all. For the majority of you, you don't feel like there's, it's kind of like I said something, but you're ignoring me. But I don't want the conflict, so I'm just kind of hermiting out, taking a step back, doing my own thing, going inside my own mind to figure out how I'm going to get past this, figure out how I'm going to balance this, make this more harmonious. Getting straight to that, yes, sudden awareness. As you are definitely going within, over here with the moon, you're definitely having the sudden awareness, right, where you're going to choose your happiness, what you're going to accept from this relationship. This is definitely a withdrawal. I already seen that, taking that step back. But it's definitely going to realign you. They do have your emotions a little all messed up because it is overwhelming you in the way that they're treating you. And you're coming to the conclusion, this is not the way that I want. You know, if you can't, you know, recognize the hard work that I'm putting into this relationship, or however it is, or even recognize that I am here, you know, or that I'd like things too. You're coming to the conclusion over here with the conflict and the defeat. And the sudden awareness is that it couldn't really get any worse than what it already is, right? So with the recognition reward, yeah, you are feeling very restless about the situation. You do feel that this person is unfocused on you. You do feel like, you know, they have their own impulsiveness that they're doing. It's a little unpredictable about what they could do next. But you do feel like it can't get any worse, but you are feeling a little burned out in this relationship. Since, you know, they're not coming towards you. They seem to be kind of doing their own thing, right? Or wanting their own way. So this is very overwhelming. So clarifying on the mid-month. So definitely feeling like you want to be inspired. I do feel that you want to be inspired to get up, connect with this person, say what it is you need to say so that you can get past this. But right now, in the very beginning of the month, it's kind of like, I just need my own time, right? You kind of put me there anyways. So in the mid-month, you do have, you have like your own victory and your own achievements and your own success over here that you were looking at. Finding the happiness within yourself, doing whatever it is that you need. It feels like you have faced your shadow side in order to achieve your higher minded aspirations for yourself. We've seen that with the four, right? With the Four of Cups. It's like, I see what I'm going to do. It's a sudden awareness that, you know, I'm just going to have to do what I want to do. And it feels like in the mid-month, that's really what you're doing, my friend. You're really going after whatever inspires you. Just kind of doing yourself over here. Because right now you don't feel that there's anything you can do. It's like, I can't really come to them. I want to go to them to say something, but they're ignoring me. They're still doing what they want to do. So it just feels like you're, you know what, there is no victory within this situation at this time. And you don't feel like waving a red flag. You don't feel like, you know, time out. You know, it's for you, it's more time out. I'm going to do my own thing, but you're not going to come to them to say anything at this time. Maybe you feel like it's just a waste of your time, a waste of your breath. Financials and material changes with the Five of Pentacles upside down, feeling left out and cold as well. You might even feel that they're spending too much money, holding on to too much money, right? Maybe they're putting their job before you, however it is. But definitely feeling left out in the cold for sure, because that's still a card of being left out in the cold. And it also feels like your finances are not really moving either. They're just kind of at a standstill. Three of Cups upside down. Let's just see kind of what's going on here. In the mid-month, yeah. You're still kind of isolating and time alone with yourself. They could be running around with with other their friends and doing things like that. Maybe that's why they're ignoring you. You might feel like they're giving their friends, their jobs, something of this nature, or something else more attention, and you feel kind of like the third wheel. That could be why you feel kind of left out in the cold. But it does feel like you are finding your own independence in your own alone time. You see what I'm saying? That's where you're finding your victory. Your victory is in your alone time. That's the only way right now that you can feel like you have any balance within this relationship. It's just kind of me doing me, kind of harmoning out, finding my own peace, my own time. You might feel like this person is emotionally immature at this time, and they're really disappointing you. It does feel like, they do have some disappointing moments. But you're coming up with new ideas as you're kind of isolating yourself alone. You are going through a cycle change with the moon over here, where you can totally see that. It's going to only make you stronger. You're finding the wisdom and the trust within this situation. If this is a marriage, you're just kind of waiting for everything to cycle back around. That's what it looks like. It looks like you're just waiting for it to cycle back around. It's kind of like they're playing at their own rules within this marriage, within this relationship, and you're just kind of, like I said, it can't get any worse. So you're just kind of only moving upwards within your own life and what you're doing. You're just kind of waiting for them to come back. You're waiting for them. I see why now, too. There's no red flag. You don't want to give out the red flag. They don't want to give out the red flag. So it's almost like you're waiting, for you. It feels like you are waiting for that moment of bonding to where they come back. You guys can actually speak together. Because that's really what it felt like you wanted to do in the very beginning of the month. Right? You definitely want to, have that conversation and really connect. Really, chat and let them know. But it just feels like they're kind of not around. And if you're not having any kind of recognition, you may have even said something. This is just a general reading. Take what resonates and what doesn't. But it does feel like, maybe we could have went out and did something. Could have bonded together. But you're just not feeling like it's going to happen. Some of you might feel, I'm going to say this for some of you. This is going to be for the older group of subscribers who are married or in a relationship. Somebody is going through a midlife crisis. Someone is going back and living in the past, acting like a child again. That's what midlife crises do. So if you feel like, I'm between the ages of, most midlife crises start somewhere between 40 and 50. If you're in that area, you might even know that they're going through a midlife crisis. Because all of a sudden, this could be where the emotional immaturity is coming from. It could be going out with the boys, getting tattoos, drinking, acting like they're 18, 20 years old again. I literally see it, living in the past, leaving home, moving forward, acting like they're a kid again with the Page of Cups. Got the Three of Cups, out partying and overindulging with the living in the past. Definitely someone is having a midlife crisis. They don't want to get older. They want to be more playful. But the problem is because they're out doing whatever they want to do, acting 20 years old again. It's only for a few of you, not all of you. So it's not you. You can throw that away. But I'm telling you, that's for somebody for sure. I totally 100% see it, and it's ruining the relationship. It's almost like they're lacking the playfulness with you, but they're finding the playfulness everywhere else. You see the point I'm making? So you definitely feel like you're pushing past your own comfort zone in other areas within your life in the mid-month, guys. Try and get to your own happiness. Watch your own overindulgence as well. Okay? But otherwise, yeah, it just feels like you're just kind of moving forward, doing what you're doing and realigning with and identifying with yourself. Finding peace with yourself as they're kind of doing whatever they're doing. It's almost like you're waiting for them to return as a normal person. Would you like to come back? Yeah, because a lot of you are you're just not moving on. You're just going to sit here for now because you're waiting for destiny to change. You're waiting for that cycle to change. You're waiting for them, yes, but you're like suffering in silence over here, my friends, with the Nine of Swords. So it does, yeah, you got the shadow at the bottom of the deck. So a lot of you are going to be doing shadow work. I already said that before. You're either doing it now or you're going to be doing it. This is the time that you're going to actually kind of seize the moment, though, with the suffering and silence and go after kind of your own destiny as you're waiting for this to come back around with this relationship, because you really are waiting for it to get balanced. You're waiting for them to kind of come back, not moving on. Yeah, you're not moving on, but you do see that they're impulsive and you have higher expectations for this to come back. You're having, yeah, you're waiting for, you have high expectations that they're going to get rid of this toxic energy. You're just waiting for this to slow down, to stop. Not sure. I think, once you get out of your shadow, your shadow side over here, and you go through the pros and cons within the situation and look at it from a deeper point of view, because like I said, it already looks like you already took a step back, right? Whether you actually shadowed or not. You're just waiting. You're waiting for this behavior to dissipate, to go away. But I think you're going to be asking yourself too, as you are in shadow self as well, right? Part of shadow self. Do I need to stay attached to this? Will this dissipate? Should I detach? Should I leave? Should I, you know what I mean? It feels like there's going to be a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas, or should I now? Because you're going to be coming back to your self-worth and what your values are, because no matter what, you've been holding on to your values this whole time. And when we have this sudden awareness, this is pretty much where it's like, I know what I'm going to accept and what I'm not going to accept, but we'll see how it's going to be, right? So with the destiny over here, there is a desire to reconcile, but we see it over here that, we see through this whole area right here that there was this desire. That's the Libra right there. That's that diplomatic, gracious harmony, wanting to reconcile this, prompting you to want to do so. But you're just feeling like it's a cycle that just might not ever break. Now you have the devil with the breaking the cycles. It's like, but you're having resistance to want to bring this up, but I think it's because you're also thinking, I really do believe this, that a lot of you think they're going to resist this change no matter what. It's almost to the point where it almost feels like, why would I want to even bring it up? Right? Some of you are going to, and some of you are not. But you're going to find that you have the Ten of Cups upside down. They're really causing domestic disharmony over here. The struggling relationship continues. So it's almost like you're going to, what's overwhelming the situation? Am I going to stay or am I going to go now? Right? Because it's becoming that you now, as you're suffering in silence, you're now picking up extra responsibilities while they're out messing around, while they're unfocused, doing whatever it is that they're doing. Everybody's story is a little different, but you do feel like you're putting in more extra responsibilities, and it's giving you more burdens than is necessary. So you will go into the Page of Swords energy over here. This is where you're going to find new ways of actually wanting to communicate. You want to get out of this overwhelming. You want the knowledge now. Why are you doing this? Finding that way of communicating with them, because you're becoming too restless now. Now it's like, okay, now I need the answers. It's like, now I need answers. You want to walk away, but you want to have a talk first. It's like, I want to walk the walk, but I want to talk the talk too. So which one do we do first? Do we talk or do I walk? Because right now it's saying I'm not going anywhere. So I've thought, well, I'm not going to walk. So I think for a lot of you, you're like, I'm going to talk to you before I walk. I could have walked, but I've decided to talk. So I do think that's what's going to happen for a lot of you. Everybody's situation will be a little bit different, but you are now seeking new ways to finding meanings to this situation, right? So that you can present them, in a way that you feel needs to be done. Maybe you thought over here, you know what, I'm overly sensitive. I don't want to be over vulnerable about the situation, or I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be over emotional about the situation. So I feel like now, becoming this Page of Swords, you're kind of watching the situation. Wow. Because you were saying, yeah, you know what? Yep, I want this to close. I want this chapter to close. Because at the bottom of the deck, you do have the World card, which is that cycle that I keep saying. I keep seeing this cycle because you want it completed. right? At this point right now, it would be like, you know what, I'm seeking personal closure for this situation, but if I take shortcuts, it's just going to leave strings. It's going to leave this, if I just walk away, it's just going to be no closure. If I talk about it, they don't like what I have to say, then maybe I walk away and we'll have completion. No matter what, it's almost like, guys, if you talk about it, you're going to bring it to completion one way or another. Okay? If you walk away, it leaves it open. It leaves it open-ended. It leaves it no closure, not completed. You want the completed cycle, right? So that way you can feel like you get the ultimate soul celebration for yourself and the overwhelmingness can dissipate, whether it's in your favor or not, right? I mean, look, they could either say, no, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. No, I'm going to do what I want to do. Or then say, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm not doing a very good job over here. I guess I should change. It could only be one way or the other. But at least then it's completed. At least then, you know what? I got the answer that I needed. And it'll make the 12th house close that piece down, right? So that way then you'll know what to do. Right? But I do love also after the world is the Empress. So you're definitely getting the abundance that you need. I'm going to say that these are the two overall cards for the reading is the world, okay, and the abundance, nurturing, development, coming to the overall understanding of the situation and getting back to where you need to be, right? You're saying this is what I'm going to be in abundance in. I'm going to gather all this strength and all this power and go after what it is I truly want, one way or another, because it will be a no holds barred. Like I said, they can only say one thing or the other. How are they going to tip the scale? Because no matter what, it's Libra energy. They're going to tip the scale. Or is it going to come out as a compromise and keep them balanced? More than anything, it's going to tip. You know it. You know it, guys. More than anything, it's going to tip the scale, either in your favor or against your favor. I don't really think in this situation there is a compromise. I think the compromise is what you have going now, which is hurting. And the compromise is called I'm not really saying a whole lot because I don't really know what to say yet. So sometimes quiet, in my own quiet power, is kind of like the balance. Is the compromise. Do what you want, even though I don't like it, right? Because that keeps it from fighting. That keeps it from, but that doesn't keep the hurt feelings, right? It still doesn't win. There's no winning. I mean, at least when you go and do whatever you're going to do, you're going to know in the end, I win or I lose, right? This is either a winner or a loser. They're with me or against me. Right now, if they're not recognizing you and they're leaving you out in the cold, there's no real 100% compromise anyways. It's still them winning. Think about it, right? That's still them winning. Because they don't have to take any responsibility for your feelings or doing anything, right? Oh boy. Okay, guys. And that was it for you. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.